Alright, first, so we take this cool looking ball we've got here, right? And we just yank down a chin. Honestly, I probably pulled the chin down a little too far, but I was trying to take like her mouth being open into consideration. So right now we're just gonna form just a general human head, just squishing the sides, because human heads don't really look like that. And so we're trying to just squish it in a little bit, make it look a bit more human, do a little bit more shaping around the block out stages. Pretty early stage stuff here. We'll add a new sphere for the neck, and then shape it around so our head looks a little more normal. We can connect it to the head later, or not. I never did. Then we will carefully mark out where the eyes should be, because she has eyes and we need to put them in her head, or, you know, it'll look just a little weird. And use the grab brush, pull out a cute little nose, just a cute little nose, just kind of shape it around. A lot of shaping going on, even off of, like, not everything that made it into recording or on the video. I did so much little shaping in this. Here we use the mask brush. We're gonna mask out where the ear should be, reverse that mask, and then carefully drag out just a little ear, just this little cute little ear. You know what time it is. It's eyeball time! Get a new sphere. You're gonna shrink it, because that's gigantic. I don't know anyone who has an eye that huge. No judgment-free zone here though, but shrink it, place it where we're gonna start to draw in the eyelids very carefully. It looks absolutely horrifying. I promise it looks better when we smooth it out, but to start off with, it is disgusting. Here we're just doing some general shaping around the eye. I'm just making sure you're using the grab brush, shaping the eyelids. The eyes need a lot of little touches. It takes a little bit to do eyes. Here, we'll add some color to the eye, and just watch as she stares into your soul. We'll make some little adjustments around the shape of her nose. There are numerous times I mess with the shapes around her head. I should probably honestly work on the block out phase a little bit to help prevent some like late game adjustments there. Back to our masking tool, however, we're gonna dig into her head, create that open mouth, and revel in the fact that I'm pretty sure at this point I'm just making the scream painting. Yeah. Okay, here we're going to be using a few different brushes. We're looking to add some volume to the lips so they actually look more like lips, because she has lips, and I should probably make sure the sculpt has them. And to be honest, I spent a long time on this mouth trying to get it to look right. Both adding volume to the lips, changing the shape of the mouth to try and make it look more realistic. References are your best friend. Here, I used a cube with just some edge loops to make the teeth. They are just placeholders, so it doesn't look like I'm looking at the world's worst attempt at a gummy bear. For the eyebrows and eyelashes, we use the same method of extruding a vertice, adding some modifiers, and constricting all the muscles in our face until that hair grows. We got some general ear sculpting going on here. Nothing too crazy, but always good for practice, as a decent number of my sculpts haven't had ears showing, so I didn't really have to focus on them. You know what time it is. It's everyone's favorite part, the hair! God, it takes so long. We're using the curves method as always. I have used the geometry nodes in a previous personal project. I honestly really enjoyed it, and I may use that method in a future project. I was trying to decide how realistic I wanted this to look. If I wanted all the curves and edges you would see in someone's face, if they made an expression like this. I did add a few wrinkles and I smoothed them out, but ultimately I decided not to really go too realistic, since it's already kind of a semi-stylized or semi-realistic, but not a lifelike sculpt by any means. The horns, temporary. It's just enough so I get a feel for the character as I start to model the body in there. Doing a few little general shape-ups, like I said, in the face. I do numerous throughout the sculpt. So this whole time, something felt a little off to me, and I couldn't quite figure out what it was. So I actually made the eyes larger, and this is actually about where I started to feel that this was shaping up to be a sculpt I would be happy with in the end. The next section here, we're just doing some body touch-ups. The sternocleidomastoid muscle? Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, look at me, I got them big words! Ooh, baby's learning! Oh yeah, that's the big old muscle in your neck, in case someone was kind of curious there. Alright, let's see. We got the hands. I spent a lot of time honestly working on those hands, and they aren't even in the final render because everything I know and love hates me, and hands are very annoying to sculpt, and please, I spent so much time on them. They honestly don't look that bad, but they just didn't look right in the sculpt or in the final render there. All right, and now it's time to dress up our model because most of us need clothes when we leave the house, or we tend to get strange looks. Most of the clothes are sculpted using separate spheres. It's a lot of shaping and pulling, as you can see here, just shaping around the body, making sure everything looks okay. You keep it low res, you know, at the moment. Once I started adding the sweatshirt here, I noticed it looked like a Walmart vest, and Walmart Manager Power kind of gave me a bit of a chuckle. So here, we actually had to turn symmetry off in order to sculpt the jacket and just let it dangle like Power does. Like, it's a neat look, but actually walking around like that would be so annoying with your jacket just being all dangle. I believe like the exposed shoulder, it's honestly probably following the same rule as like the foot outside of the blanket. You don't want to be cold, so jacket. But then you're warm because jacket. So we use 87% of our brain power, and we just slide it slightly off the shoulder and turn it into a nice walking icy hot pack. Now we're gonna start adding some color to the eyes, baby. Alright, sculpting back to the hood now. We're just general pulling. I actually did join, so the hood is sculpted separately at first. I did join the hood and then the sweatshirt together. I'm using the crease brush. I started kind of sculpting in some wrinkles, adding in a little bit more detail as I went. Kind of kept it pretty low to start off with, just kind of get the general feel, the shape of everything, to keep it very basic and then add more as you go. Here we're just adding some wrinkles to the jacket. I'm trying to make it look a bit more realistic, you know, just because sweatshirts are very wrinkly. I don't know what to tell you. They're just very wrinkly. They're pretty old. They're just wrinkly beings. Here's actually where I joined the sweatshirt, the hood, and then the body together. And so now I had to kind of do some fix-ups here. Here, we're sculpting some legs. We had a nice little detail on our little sweatpants there, the slacks. I didn't actually plan on the feet showing in here, so they don't matter. They're not in the final render, so I just needed something basic. I actually texture painted the eyes. I felt like something was missing. Like, normally when I sculpt eyes, I'm still kind of at like texture painting stuff, but I felt like something was just a little off. Like, I usually add a little bit more detail to them, but her eyes are pretty basic. Like, those are her eyes. I did add a little bit more color around the edges toward the end, and I enjoyed that. Here, we're sculpting the teeth. We're actually getting rid of the little dentures that we've had sitting in there, and we're adding the real teeth, the real little scissors that she's got there. We're adding some colors around now. Here, we've unwrapped the face. We've done everything we need to do there. We're just adding in some colors, some reds, all that jazz. We're gonna add in the armature. So we're gonna set this up for some poses. We gotta attach them right into the little fingies. I gotta make sure all the bones are sitting right. I used the Rigify add-on here, and then we're just gonna make the greatest pose of all time. Don't look over there. My eyes are up here. All right, we're just gonna work on the upper body here, and we're going to pose it. And we're gonna make this nice little pose that I had in mind. And I was like, oh yeah, look at this. Oh, yeah, no, we're gonna redo it. We're just gonna redo it. Even after I have the multi-res modifier on, and it did not look good. New pose, pretty nice. I actually kind of like it. Here we're going back in, we're adding some more hair. I kept the hair basic at first because I wanted to model the hair around the body, but I needed the body. Here, honestly, this is probably one of my favorite parts. The initial hair is kind of annoying to add. It's just tedious, but I really like adding like the little strands and kind of making it stand out more. There, I was just kind of sculpting in and painting some like shadows and stuff around like the eyes, around the hair and stuff. The lighting was going to show some shadows, but I kind of wanted to sculpt in or paint in a little bit extra just to make it stand out a little bit better. We do some final touch-ups. Here it is in its beauty, the finished product. I actually really like this one. I'm happy with the way it turned out, which is always nice because I've had a few projects in the past that I wasn't the biggest fan of, or I saw them and I was like, yeah, that looks nice, and then I came back like 2 days later, I'm like, oh my god. But here we are, I think 2-3 weeks later or something, after I made this one. It's been about 2 weeks, and I still like it. I like the way it looks. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed doing the sculpt. I'm already working on the next one. This one, hoping to have it done probably within the next week or so. It's kind of a bigger one, so it might take me a little bit longer, but we'll see what happens. I appreciate you all for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you'd like to keep watching. Hit the little bell button if you want to be notified of next time I upload a video. But thank you all for watching. You're all beautiful. My name's Dusty Mill. Bye, everybody.